In this video, I'm going to give you explanation on queue data structure. If you already understood well on linked list, and if you can implement linked list, then no problem for you to understand queue. So queue is a concept of waiting line. For example, you can see a queue in order to access counter in post office, bank, and you can see queue when when you submit a document for printing. The printer use queue concept. So the queue always been referred as first in, first out. The first come to the first object start into that data structure, that object will be first out. Alright. So in order to enable first in, first out, queue object are removed only from one head, from the head of the queue. So queue only inserted at one end. For example, if you are insert at the front, and then delete should be at the back. If you insert at the back, delete should be at the front. Okay, that's the way to implement insert and remove from queue. The difference between queue and linked list and with other data structure is that insert operation we call as enqueue, and the remove operation known as dequeue. So this is from the module. Okay, for this is some of the application of queue. Okay, information packet, your email also using queue. So this is example of codes to implement queue. You just need to create class queue, but you need to extend linked list. This is the concept of inherit class kan. Alright. Then this is the constructor. In order for you to enqueue an object, so you just call insert at back from the linked list. You don't have to define the method because it's already been defined in the linked list class, in your linked list class. If you want to dequeue, remove from front. So other one, if you insert at the front, you remove from back. If you insert at the back, remove from front. Okay, usually queue we insert at back, remove at front. Get front is to get the first object at the queue. Get end is to know, to access what are the object at the end of the queue. And the rest is just to get to know the queue is empty or not. Okay? This is simple application. And this is the application that store candidate object to the queue. So you have to declare new object, class candidate. This candidate has 3 attributes. This is the constructor. This is the setter. This is the getter. This is to display. This is the main application. You have to declare queue object, insert into queue, and you have to use enqueue, which is actually insert at back. Okay, and here is to access from queue. You have to use while. Can you see the difference between array list and linked list? In order for you to access queue while not queue object is empty, then you dequeue. This is to cast to candidate object. And then you can do check. If you let's say for this one, to check if the CGPA bigger than 3.07. If yes, uh, create another queue and insert the object into another queue. Okay, why do you need queue temp? Why do you need queue temp? So you have to declare queue temp. You have to declare two objects. One is queue object for this one, for degree. Okay, if the student CGPA 3.7, so student entitled for degree program, so you have to insert that object of student into degree queue. And at the same time, you have to put all the access object from insert into queue temp, because in queue you always dequeue. Every time you access, it means you dequeue. Setiap kali you access, maknanya you keluarkan dia. Once you keluarkan dia, how do you remain the content of the original queue? How you remain the content of the queue? That's why once you keluarkan dia, you need to start into temporary queue. At the same time, you keluarkan juga object tu to be inserted into a specific queue. Contohnya degree, queue for degree. Okay, and then this queue for temp. So those object yang mana student CGPA dia 3.7 masuk dekat degree, at the same time all QSDQ, all object yang dikeluarkan daripada queue tu masuk dalam temp. So how do you remain the content of the queue? The content of original queue in the queue candidates. Kita tak nak hilang data tu because kita dah move dia ke dalam queue lain. Kita nak hilangkan dia, jadi kita masukkan dalam temporary queue and then we reaccess back the queue temp, the object from the queue temp, and in the queue, reaccess the queue and then we insert back into the original queue. This is how you remain the content of the original queue. Look at the question. Write Java application to do input 30 candidates. This is the answer. Find all the candidates that will be considered to take bachelor program with CGPA above 3.7. Insert the student, the candidate with CGPA 3.7 into Q Express PSC. This is another queue. And at the end of the process, the queue candidates, which is the original queue, must contain all the original data in the original order. So this is the way for you to remain the content of the original queue in the original order. Okay, so if you are going to have a project, if you want to develop a application that consists of array list, queue, and linked list, you have to declare class linked list and extend linked list. You have to define this new class in your application, and then you can do manipulation such as to move data from array list into linked list, from linked list into queue, from queue to array list, and many more. You can use it's going to be flexible. So in question, like last final assessment, last sem, I combine array list, linked list, and queue. Okay, that's all for about queue. Very simple queue. You should try.